There were 24 of us in the class, except for one person. Everyone else supported Real Madrid. One person was for Atletico Madrid, and that was me. Yes, the man who said those words was Fernando Torres, Spain's wonderkid, Atletico Madrid's hero, Liverpool's heartbreaker, Chelsea's disappointment. El Nino, the golden boy, we know him by his red Carlsberg shirt. Born on March 20th, 1984, Fernando Torres was the third child of a Spanish family. He was introduced to soccer through his brother. He got his love for soccer from Tsubasa, the cartoon character we know, and his love for Atletico from his father. He first started playing soccer at the age of 5 at Parque 84. At the age of 11, he was called to the Atletico Madrid tryouts because of his performance, and only Fernando stood out among the boys for his talent and took his first step towards his dream team. Fernando Torres played for Atletico Madrid in every age category during his childhood. At the age of 9 in his first game, it was clear that he was a candidate for the first team with his talent and physique. He made his first appearance for the first team at the Vicente Calderón Stadium, where he scored his first goal. Now he had a new nickname, El Nino, the kid. He scored 6 goals in 36 appearances this season. Because of this performance, he received an invitation from the Spanish under-19 national team. In the 2002-2003 season, Fernando Torres started to make a name for himself abroad. He scored 13 goals in 29 matches. As I said, he was heard directly abroad. And Chelsea, the English giants at the time, knocked on Atletico Madrid's door for El Nino. And they offered 27 million. But Fernando Torres didn't want to leave the team right now because he wanted to be a legend of the team he was a fan of. So he refused directly, without leaving it to the creators. This stance was loved by the fans, and the managers were surprised that Fernando didn't leave. Thanks to this stance, he became the captain of the Atletico Madrid team at the age of 19. In the 2003-2004 season, he continued his quality. In 35 games, Fernando Torres scored 19 goals, and he became the top scorer. Because of this performance, he was selected for the Spanish national team. Wearing the Atletico Madrid jersey until 2007, Fernando Torres sweated in 243 matches and scored 91 goals. But it was time to leave the nest. He wanted to earn money for the team he was a fan of and to achieve new successes abroad. In 2007, an offer came from the Premier League for $27 million, and it was time to accept it. Luis Garcia was taking him to Liverpool. But everyone wondered if he would be able to perform as well here as he had in Spain. Torres made 11 appearances for Liverpool in the Champions League and scored 6 goals. Here, too, he won the love of the fans. It was obvious that he had a quality foot. This was an indication of his talent as well as his hard work. There was an interesting situation in the Premier League at that time. The top scorer was the young Cristiano Ronaldo with 31 goals. Of course, it wasn't easy to overtake him, but in second place behind him was Fernando Torres with 24 goals. After this performance, he was on the radar of the rival team Chelsea, and the then president of Chelsea offered £50,000 sterling. But he was not sold by Liverpool. He had no value, because El Nino was a priceless player. The 2008-2009 season may have been a season in which Torres did not perform as well as he would have liked, but one goal in this season would have won his country the cup. Torres, who was selected for the Euro 2008 squad, did not score until the final, but his 33rd-minute goal against Germany in the final won the cup for Spain. In the 2009-2010 season, Fernando Torres was offered a new contract due to this performance, and Torres accepted it without thinking. He is now tied to Liverpool until 2011. At the beginning of the season, Fernando Torres scored 5 goals in September and was named the best player of September in the Premier League. But not everything was going to go so well. Every good thing had an end. On April 8, 2010, Benfica and Liverpool were to face each other in the Europa League. But it was a bad match for Fernando Torres because he got injured in this match and his performance went downhill. At the end of the season, Fernando Torres was the 5th top scorer with 18 goals. Names like Drogba, Rooney, and Tevez had overtaken him. In the 2010-11 season, Roy Hodgson was brought in as manager, and Liverpool announced that Torres would not be sold or sent out on loan. On August 29th, he scored a goal in Fernando's match against West Bromwich. But this season was not good for him. Roy Hodgson had no intention of selling him. He said he wouldn't sell him on the first day he arrived, but Torres was far from his best. So that promise was no longer worth anything. Torres was for sale for £50,000 and he went to Chelsea. Liverpool fans were furious. They were burning Fernando Torres's jerseys. They were reacting. But there was nothing he could do. He was no longer wanted in the team. Chelsea fans were hopeful for him. They thought he'd get back to his old performance. His first season at Chelsea was very bad. He scored only 1 goal in 18 games. And the fans were getting impatient because the expectations from him were very high. In the next 2011-2012 season, Fernando Torres responded to these claims by scoring 11 goals and providing 16 assists in 49 games. In the Champions League, he won one of the most important trophies of his career, with 3 goals and 5 assists in 10 games. In the 2012-2013 season, Chelsea qualified for the Europa League after finishing 3rd in the Champions League group and reached the final of the Europa League. In the final against Benfica, Chelsea won the trophy with Fernando Torres' goal in the 60th minute and Ivanovic's goal in the 93rd minute. In the 2013-2014 season, he scored 11 goals and only 5 assists in 41 appearances. This was extremely below expectations. That's why Chelsea decided to loan him to Italian giant Milan for 2 years. For Fernando Torres, who couldn't contribute in any way in Milan, it was time to come back. And he decided to return to Atletico Madrid, the team of his childhood, his home city, and arrived at Atletico Madrid at halftime. But he was no longer the boy he used to be. He was old. In his second spell at Atletico Madrid, he scored only 21 goals in 89 appearances, and it was time to quit football. Like other famous footballers, he thought of going to places like Arabia, America, China, and Japan, and he did as he thought. He ended his career in Japan. He ended his career with 252 goals and 73 assists in 706 club matches and 38 goals in 110 matches for the national team. In 2008 and 2012, the national team won the European Championship, 2010 World Cup Championship, 1 Champions League Championship, and 2 UEFA Europa League Championships. Yes, even though he didn't make the expected explosion, he will remain a legend in our minds. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video for more. You can specify the footballers you want in the comments. Take care of yourselves.